Most people agree that saving endangered animals is important, but it gets a little bit more tricky when those endangered animals are predators. Alexa Liacco looks at the project that aims to balance conservation with safety.
It takes the grit of generations past to make it out here.
My grandparents actually raised Angus cattle when I was a little kid.
Growing up on the ranch inspired Don Gittleson and his wife to create a place of their own. But there's a threat to Don's livelihood, one he rarely sees until it's too late.
Come in one night and they killed a calf.
Wolves have attacked and killed 3 of his cows in just the last couple weeks.
The worst was the cow they didn't kill because of how bad they tore her up. And I knew when I saw her we were going to have to put her down. Yeah.
Don is worried this will become a common sight on his Colorado ranch and others like it. In 2020, voters decided to reintroduce the animals to Colorado. Gray wolves were hunted to near extinction decades ago, but in recent years they have been reintroduced in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. Conservationists are excited to see the wolf population growing, but many ranchers here in Colorado aren't.
There are way more people in this state, and once wolves start to get here, this is going to be a way bigger mess than either of those states.
Don says the reintroduction in Colorado has to be different for it to work. It has to protect wolves and support business.
If they want to have them and have it work out, they're going to have to compensate the ranchers.
The fight for better rancher compensation is just the first step to protect his herd.
That's $15,000 worth of fencing.
Don is building physical barriers, but he's also building bridges, inviting wolf advocates to his ranch.
Any sign of them recently?
Well, so this weekend where they came up from down below, they came into the creek and they came up.
It's an unusual partnership. Together, ranchers and conservationists will advise Colorado Parks and Wildlife how to reintroduce wolves safely.
For wolves to succeed on this landscape, we need to make sure that the ranchers, the stewards of this landscape, the ones who will be living and working with them, can succeed as well.
Karen Vardaman runs wolf advocacy group Working Circle. She and her staff are volunteering to protect herds like Don's at night.
This is kind of that, emergency response.
She will stay in this pasture until sunrise to keep the wolves out.
Frozen cow pies, pretty bumpy.
This first-hand ranch experience is something wolf advocates like Karen
Just the horses.
have never had before.
I got into wolf work because I love wolves, that's what I was doing. And I'm just so grateful because it felt like the veil's been lifted for me. I've just fell in love with the ranching community and their way of life.
She doesn't know how long her team can help out like this, but she says it's the collaboration happening here that will help make this reintroduction a nationwide conservation model, bringing wolves and people one step closer to coexisting. For The Race, I'm Alexa Liacco.
Thank you for joining us this week on our conversation about climate. Next week, we're celebrating Black history. Meet the Black community leaders making a difference across the country. Until then, I'm Dan Grossman, and this is The Race.